in this passage of the chapter on the commission, Swami Gambhirananji talks to us about an important aspect of Holy Mother's life. So we all say Holy Mother, Shri Ma, and that with all great reverence we take her name. But it's so interesting. Has it got any philosophical backing? If you see, why should we adore Holy Mother? তাকে একটা দৈবী শক্তি কিংবা একটা দেবতা তুল্য এটা করব আমরা, সেটা করার জন্য what is the reason? Is there any philosophical basis for that? And that is what he is explaining in this passage that we just now heard. এই প্যাসেজটা পড়ে কারোর মনের মধ্যে কোনো কোশ্চেন এসেছে? Are you able to listen to me?
Yes, Maharaj, we are able to listen to you.
Yes. এই প্যাসেজটা শুনবার পরে কারোর মনের মধ্যে কিছু কোনো প্রশ্ন এসেছে কি? এটা আমি জানতে চাই।
মহারাজ শান্তনু বলছি, আমাদের তো মায়ের দরকার ছিল মহারাজ, তো মায়ের কথা এত সুন্দরভাবে why there's a need to explain so widely, motherhood, because the motherhood is the highest form.
Yes.
তো সেটা কোশ্চেনটা হচ্ছে যে গম্ভীরানন্দজি এখানে মাকে মাদারহুড সেটা খুব বলেছেন, কিন্তু আমাদের তো মায়ের দরকারই ছিল, উই নিড মাদার। ইজ দ্যাট দ্য রিজন কি
এখানে বলছেন উনি? একটা বলছেন এনার আগে যত ইনকারনেশনস অবতার পুরুষরা এলেন, তাদের সঙ্গে যে তার শক্তিটাও এলো অ্যাজ এ স্পাউস, তাদের মধ্যে দেখা যাচ্ছে এই মাতৃভাবের এক্সপ্রেশনটা অত নেই,
পরিপূর্ণ নয়,
পরিপূর্ণ বলা যেতে পারে। তো অ্যাজ এ মাদার দে ওয়ার নেভার ওয়ার্শিপড, Afterwards only we have seen after the Puranic time, we find that particularly after the Markandeya Purana আসার পরে যেখানে মাকে শক্তিকে মা রূপে যেটা ইমাজিন করা হলো, সেটা পূর্ণতা এসলো। কিন্তু এটা দেখা যাচ্ছে ওদের যে জীবনের নিত্য যেটা ঘটনাগুলি ঘটেছে ইন দ্য প্রিভিয়াস ইনকারনেশনস, ওটা পরিপূর্ণভাবে মাতৃভাবটা আসেনি, কিন্তু এইভাবে এটা হয়েছে। মা ঠিক ওই ছোট বয়স থেকে মা সারদা আমরা দেখছি মায়ের একটা ভাবটাই প্রকাশ করে আসছে। সেকেন্ডলি উনি বলছেন আমাদের মানডেন অ্যাফেয়ার্স এর মধ্যে আমাদের নিশ্চয়ই মাকে দরকার আছে, আমার ছোটবেলাতে আমার মায়ের দরকারটা আছে, তো সেই জন্য আমি মায়ের কাছে যাই, তার কোলে বসি, ওর কথাটা শুনি, শুয়ে পড়ি, আর আমাকে উনি নার্চার করছেন, খাওয়া দিচ্ছেন। তো এইসব যখন অর্ডিনারি লাইফে আমার মায়ের এতটা দরকারটা যখন আছে, তখন স্পিরিচুয়াল লাইফে কেন আমরা নেব না এই ভাবটা? স্পিরিচুয়াল লাইফে তো আমরা পেতে পারি ওইরকম মায়ের হেল্পটা। সেই জন্য একটা মায়ের কনসেপ্টটা এই জন্য আমাদের দরকার আছে। এটা করে উনি খুব সুন্দরভাবে এক্সপ্লেন করেছেন এখানে। আর বলছেন দ্যাট শ্রী রামপুর তপনী উপনিষদ যেটা বলছে, কোটেশনটা দিচ্ছেন, ফর ফুলফিলিং দ্য পারপাস অফ দ্য অ্যাসপিরেন্টস দ্য ফর্মলেস ব্রহ্মন অ্যাজিউমস ফর্মস। অফকোর্স এটা আমরা সবসময় বলি, আমরা যেমন রামচন্দ্রের ক্ষেত্রে যেটা রাম নাম যেটা আসে, শুদ্ধ ব্রহ্ম পরাৎপর রাম, পরাৎপর তার বিয়ন্ড দ্য para. So that is the supreme. Beyond the higher things, it is the supreme. Paratpara মানে supreme. তো সেই পারাৎপর ব্রহ্মাণ্ডটা আমাদের জন্য এই রাম রূপে এলো, সেইভাবে শুরু হয়েছে শুদ্ধ ব্রহ্ম পারাৎপর রাম। Only after sixth verse it comes মানে দশরথের নন্দনে রাম বলে ওটা আসছে, মানে দশরথ পুত্র বলে কখন বলা হয়? ফ্রম দ্য পরাৎপর রাম, সুপ্রিম ব্রহ্মন, পরব্রহ্ম যেটা, তারপরে কালাত্মক পরমেশ্বর রাম, কালের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হওয়ার পরে ওটা এলো আসে ঈশ্বর আর পরমেশ্বর, পরমেশ্বর পরে তারপর অবতার, এইসব করলে আসছে। তো এটা দেখা যাচ্ছে, তো ওইভাবেই এলে তার শক্তিটা কোথায় যাবে? তার শক্তিকে তো আসতেই হবে। তো in whatever way the incarnation brings his shakti, that is up to him. But এই সময়, in this age, so Gambhiranji is very emphatic in telling in the introduction that in this age he has brought his powers in the form of Sarada. So সেই শক্তি রূপিণী এসেছে, কিন্তু মা রূপে এসেছে এবার। So it is very necessary for our spiritual life বলছে। এটা দেখা যাচ্ছে অনেক লোকের জীবনে, আমরা যে সমকালীন জীবনে আমরা দেখছি অনেক লোকেদের মায়ের কাছে যারা এসেছে, মা ভক্তি করেছে, তাদের স্পিরিচুয়াল লাইফটা অনেক ইজি হয়েছে, খুব কষ্টকর হয়নি। কেননা মাটা নিয়ে নিচ্ছেন বলে, আমাদের কষ্টটা উনি নিয়ে নিচ্ছেন। এইটা আমরা অনেক জায়গাতে দেখা যাচ্ছে। অনেক সাধুদের কাছ থেকে আমিও শুনেছি, একটা মাকে, আচ্ছা আগে তো আমরা মাকে তো এমন করে, যখন আমরা মিশনে আসি তখন ইয়াং ছেলে হিসেবে, তো 20 বয়সের ছেলে, তখন
Maharaj, just a small interruption, Maharaj. There is a family, they don't understand Bengali here, Maharaj.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, I just went
Sorry,
in.
Maharaj.
Yes.
Sorry, Maharaj.
No, it doesn't matter, no problem. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
ও ইংরেজি তো জানবে, সেই জন্য কোনো প্রবলেম নেই। So everybody knows English, so it's not
Yes,
a problem.
Maharaj. Yes, sorry, Maharaj.
It's all right. So, when they start in one language, that goes on. So unless you interpret and tell me. So once I was talking to one Bengali lady in Tamil, because previously I was talking in Tamil, so the same thing went off. So the flow comes like that. So what he was telling, that in all the incarnations, the incarnation comes with his power. And that power this time has chosen to come as a holy mother. So I was telling that how many Swamis have got benefit, by accepting mother as their own mother. See, the God's compassion is one step higher than the ordinary mother's love for her kid. So mother's love for kid is considered as the highest, the form of love. If that is the highest form of love, but then it is a mundane affairs only. It is only in our life we see my mother loved me very much, okay, and your mother loved you, okay, very much. So if you all take these temporal mothers and we see that love can go to the extreme, she is ready to sacrifice her life for the kids' welfare. Like that, mothers are there. Do we not see in the normal way in a road? Suppose a child leaves the mother's hand and rushes on the road, and a car is coming from distance. Immediately, the mother, what she does, she doesn't think of her life. She immediately rushes to the middle of the road and then takes the child away, in spite of her knowing well that there is a danger of her get smashed by the car. But then she is ready for that. So that type of love of mother seems to be the highest, because she is ready to give her life. So life is very, very sacred for us. Each one, we all believe in our own life, and we are very selfish also in that. But then a mother's life, you see, that selfishness goes away somewhere. She is quite unselfish when it comes to her kids' welfare. So we see that. But Gambhiranji says that when the divine power comes as Holy Mother, her affection, her love for the kids, for her own children, is something higher than the scale of our mundane mothers. Where is the difference? Can anyone come with some explanation? Why I should think Holy Mother's loving me is greater than my own mother.
Our mother usually loved her own son or daughter. It doesn't go to other beyond that. But she has love for everyone.
Thank you for this wonderful answer. Yes, that is a part of that answer. But another reason also I am trying to find out. Anybody can come. Her mother's love, that is Holy Mother's love, is universal. Her love is not only to her son and daughter. So the universal love we hardly find in our mothers. My son has got great marks. She is very happy. If the neighbor's son gets more than her son, then she is not very happy. So that universal love is not available normally. There are mothers also, they are very happy with their children of their neighbors also. That's a different thing. But then generally this universal love is missing. There's another reason why it is higher than our mother's love. If no one is coming forth, then I will tell you. Another reason is, have you ever seen, because many mothers are sitting here, I'm not putting you down in any way, mind you should not take offense to this. There is a tinge of selfishness in our mothers. A tinge only, I should say. I won't say it's 100% selfishness. Why? Because there's a tinge of selfishness, means that she expects something back from the child. So if my mother is loving me, so she expects something. Particularly in cases of monks, we have experienced this. My mother used to love me so much. Okay, I accept that. Definitely she was a great lover of her child. But then, when I wanted to leave the home and become a monk, she asked, what? Won't you repay what we have done to you? That's the question comes. This is something I want to expect from you. How can you leave away us and go away to become a monk? Don't you feel your duty towards us? Have we not done anything to you? We have done many things to you. Should you not give back? So a tinge of that selfishness is available. Though, strictly speaking, you can put it in the form of a duty, then a son cannot go at all and become a monk. No, nobody can become a monk then. But then it has to happen and she has to allow. So this allowing a son to become a monk for the welfare of the society, that overtakes her short vision of some self-expectation. So every mother expects something from her kid. So that expectation also, though it was short-lived, it is not available in Holy Mother. Whether you do harm to her also, you don't accept her as mother, but still her grace is there. She's only in her life we find as a mother without any biological children. Her love went to everyone, even to the persons who were doing some inimical acts. Still, she loved them so much. That is something, a great thing, That is why this universal motherhood is exhibited very well in the character of Holy Mother. Do anyone remember any incident in any Swamiji's life?
About what, Maharaj?
About the universal mother's love. From her one statement, that Muslim robber, him and Sharat Maharaj, both are my sons, she said. That itself shows, that she has no difference as per our societal standards, you see. She could consider a monk who has been a devotee and disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and stayed with Sri Ramakrishna for more than 6 years. And that person who has become a sannyasi later, and he and a robber, both are same, she says. So that means she has not been finding differences of society, and she's not bringing that aspect into her love. So when she loves indiscriminately. There is no discrimination on her part. She loves everyone. And in the same extent, only she put up a show of loving Radhu more than anybody else. In spite of Radhu's lot of creating trauma to her and her mother also, Surabala also. But then mother was showing that greatest love or indiscriminate, that is without any discrimination, to everyone, the same type of love. So whoever went to mother, they felt that mother loves me the most. See, this is something, a great quality. You also come back feeling that she has loved you more. And I also come back with that feeling. So everyone can get the feeling that she loved me more is something incredible in the normal people. That's why he's aptly called Holy Mother. She's full of holiness. Is Malavika anything? Malavika has got a lot of questions. You can put on your mic. Yes.
No, Maharaj.
I thought we'll have a lively discussion, I say. Unless some of you can come out and say something. Otherwise, it will be like a lecture,
Yeah.
which is not well.
Yeah.
So, Ranjit, you must, I think, start.
We were listening to you, Maharaj.
You have to break the ice.
We love listening to you more than
No,
asking.
I'm not asking you to give a speech.
But
Raise-
Maharaj,
Maharaj,
I
the
got a
main-
question,
Yeah.
Yes.
and that is, our mother's mother is also Ma, Sima,
Hmm.
Sima. So what Sima wants, that our mother does, isn't it? Because all this you are saying, the selfishness to get something, that is mother is doing all this. Her own wish. All the other mother, whatever they do, or this robber and the Maharaj, how that is her own wish. She made people like that.
So, what is your question?
No, I'm just saying that. So all the things is happening, everybody's behaving, whatever is happening, all the mother's wish is happening, or she's doing the things. So mother is always on the top.
Yes. So, she has got no differences in the jivas. What we say is the Divine Mother, suppose the Durga, we imagine Durga or Mother Kali or in any form.
Yeah.
That mother, all the Jiva Rashi in this universe
Yeah.
are all her children only.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
not?
I'm saying that.
Yes.
Whatever
So she can't be partial to anybody.
No.
No. That is it. That impartiality is one of the qualities that we have to find out, that yes, this is with Mother Sarada. Though Mother Sarada is not as Durga she is presenting to us. She is presenting like any other ordinary village woman only. In spite of that, she had such sameness of kripa to everyone.
So
That is
she
what,
can be very close to us. That's why she's very close to us. She's showing that she's ordinary, not like Durga or Kali.
yes,
I think.
correct. That's the thing. That is why Sri Ramakrishna is sometimes is unhappy when he finds people do not recognize Mother, and he is warning here. He is telling them, no, don't think she's an ordinary girl. She's not an ordinary woman, because she has come with a special purpose to show that universal motherliness. So that he made them understand. And all the people also later understand. And today, as on today, you find those who have not come to seen her at all. Only by reading her life, they have become so much energized and inspired by Holy Mother. As I was telling one day, that in Argentina, Holy Mother is more popular with the people than Sri Ramakrishna. And in many places we find. Swami Ranganathanji used to tell us, and as a brahmacharis, we used to go and sit with him, in Belur Math. So he used to talk to us, and he used to tell us, look, it takes some years to get to attune to Holy Mother. As the young boys, they come and join the Ramakrishna mission, they are all inspired by Swami Vivekananda. So they read Vivekananda's teachings, and then they are inspired for doing good to the society. And then at that time, Mother is nothing. Mother is okay. She is the Guru Patni, Guru Maharaj wife. That's all. But then it takes some years, even for the monks, to understand the worth of Holy Mother. So Ranganathanji later part he became like a child to Holy Mother. And in all his talks, he would bring Holy Mother. In the early days, when he used to talk, when he was in Karachi, you see his Vedantic lectures. Hardly he would bring Holy Mother. But later, when he came to India, say after 20 years or so, he started speaking every talk, everywhere. He used to tell about Holy Mother's greatness. So it is true that even the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna did not evaluate Holy Mother to that great height. And Swamiji himself is so sad in his letter to Ramakrishna and Sashi Maharaj and Sarat Maharaj both. He writes that he is very sad that you all have not understood yet what Holy Mother is. So at that time itself, Swamiji felt, But Swamiji had such great reverence for Holy Mother. We see that he doesn't even go. And how does he meet Holy Mother? Think of Swami Vivekananda, and about whom Sri Ramakrishna used to say, he is the only person who can consume anything from anybody. Some people who are businessmen, they would come and offer to Sri Ramakrishna some sweetmeats. And like that, many sweetmeats would come to him and he would distribute to his disciples. There are some sweetmeats received from some people he would not give to any other disciple except Narayan. Those sweetmeats are very nice, very charming to look at, and must be very nice sweet also. But the other boys will be looking at that. Will not Gurudev will give us? No. He will close the petty, the dibba, and then will keep it on the shelf. He will keep them only for Narayan. So other brothers thought, his special love for Narayan is there. Partiality is there in Sri Ramakrishna. So he wants to give them. So one day, one boy asked Sri Ramakrishna, only to Narayan you give the best sweets? Sri Ramakrishna smiled, said, no. Not for it is best I'm giving Naren, because Naren is the only boy who can consume those sweets. Do you know, when people give me sweets and bring me sweets, how much kamana is there in their mind? Somebody wants their cases to be won. Somebody wants some marriages. Somebody wants this thing, that thing. So many worldly desires are there. With so much of desires, when they give, whoever eats that, those desires will be affecting that person at the tanmatra level. This is a very important concept, how a sweet received from your hand should affect me. If I visit your house and take food in your house, whatever kamna you had, with that you cooked your food and served me, is going to affect me also, because I have taken food at your home. How does it affect? So there is a process of what is called tanmatras. That is talked in Sankhya philosophy. In Sankhya system, Sankhya system has been, I say 90% has been taken by Vedanta. Vedanta accepts that. 90%, except a few 10% point it doesn't accept. But then acceptable portions, I'm telling, is one of these point is this tanmatra. This tanmatra is very important concept in our spiritual life. We actually forget that. If the tanmatra, it can go and affect the tanmatras. I have got my own tanmatras. It is like a spiritual vibes that is surrounding me. That those tanmatras are found in the halo of a person. So in yogic psychology, they say every person has got a halo behind him. This was seen by Swami Abhedanand. And today I'm giving our homage to Swami Abhedanand, our pranam to Abhedanand, because today is his birthday. And today is another special day, Today is the 127th anniversary of Swamiji's Chicago address. 11th September, Swamiji gave the first address in the Parliament of Religions. So today is a great day. I'm so happy to meet all the Scotland Potachakra devotees.
Maharaj,
Yes.
I got a simple question for you.
Yes.
Okay. If you look at children, okay, when they get in arguments and fights, they say, "Oh, I don't believe you. I go and ask my mom." Okay, I believe my mom.
Yes.
So that's a belief. Okay. So what is the difference between, Maharaj, belief and faith?
Okay, that's a very good thing. Of course, before coming to your point, can I finish that subject that I started?
Sure, yeah.
Yes. So the tanmatra is a concept that we find it very important to understand. So why did Guru Maharaj give to Naren? And he explained the reason. Because he can consume, he's like fire. He can consume everything. Those things which come with kamanas would not affect Naren in any way. But the other disciples are not of that height. They could be affected. So he was very careful. As a guru, he has to be careful about his disciples. So he said, no, this sweet is not for you. This sweet is not for you. That type of Naren, who can consume any type of sinful thoughts, and that is not going to affect him in any way, that Naren going to meet Holy Mother. How is he going? When you read that, it's something wonderful. He has got in a small quota Ganges water, and he sprinkles on himself. Imagine, Swamiji need to purify himself. At any type of stage of his life, he doesn't need to purify himself. Swamiji was such a person. Sri Ramakrishna certified him. He's like a fire, can consume all sins. That person is purifying himself to go before and stand before Holy Mother and falls at her feet, Sashtanga Pranam he makes. And that Holy Mother is now blessing Naren. You can see how Naren, who is such a person who, as I said, can consume all types of sins, he himself is feeling that what this divine Holy Mother form is. She looks like a human, that's all, like Bengali lady from village. That is what anybody first sight will see that. So Swami Ranganathan used to tell us, you see, Swamiji had such a great faith and in Holy Mother's divinity. It is not, only Swamiji could understand after Ramakrishna the divinity of Holy Mother. And later on only all the other disciples started understanding. Swamiji had a great part in telling the people, that is the brothers, disciples, to tell them the divinity, the higher divinity of Holy Mother. He played a great part. And that comes out. So in our lives also we find how many of us we take Sri Ramakrishna or Swamiji, etc., inspired by them, okay. But then I'm so happy that you are all reading the Holy Mother's life. It is very necessary, in our lives. After 40 or 45 years, you will find Holy Mother is more dearest to us than Swamiji and Sri Ramakrishna. Though strictly speaking, technically speaking, we don't find any difference between the three forms. That is the difference, that is the philosophy of that. But whatever philosophy be behind that, but in our daily life, we like to be more closer to Holy Mother. And that comes after a certain age. So I have seen some of the Swamis, my own Guru Swami Nirvananandji, how he used to be immersed his thoughts, in Holy Mother. Sometimes he used to go and sit under his feet and he would start talking on his own. No question is asked. Simply we go and sit and he will be telling something. And that time, those type of times, he would speak about Holy Mother. How Holy Mother came into his life, how Holy Mother came into Swami Shantananji's life, how Holy Mother came into, other disciples like that. Many Swamis have expressed that idea that Holy Mother has come and protected them from severe, terrible conditions also. Some challenges had come in their life. At that time, Holy Mother's grace, they have seen very palpably. So because of those things, and because we are hearing as a new entrant into the Ramakrishna tradition, we are now listening, we are reading this and hearing this again and again. So we slowly develop a kind of faith in her. Now I'm coming to the question posed by him, that what is the difference between belief and faith is said. The English has got several words, and like any other language, our languages are more richer than the English language. I used to tell English has become very famous all over the world, and because it was a business language. Certain spiritual concepts still you cannot put it in a proper way in English. The same thing, you read it in Hindi or Bengali or in your own mother tongue like Gujarati, etc., you'll find they are more easily understandable to us. Maybe because from childhood we are in that language is there in our mind, we are getting easy. But then there are no substitute words also in English. There are some concepts in Vedanta we find very difficult to put it in English. It was the first time Swami Vivekananda did that in America. When he spoke on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, particularly Raja Yoga, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, so far it was never translated into English. It was the first time Swami Vivekananda did the translation. And that also, he did not sit on a table and with a pen he wrote. He just dictated. One of his American disciples, Ida Ansel, she wrote it down. As a stenographer, she wrote it down. And that is now Raja Yoga. Extempo, he translated. So this English, to put it in English, he himself says in Jnana Yoga that how difficult to put the Vedantic thoughts into English, because English doesn't have that vocabulary. The terms are not there. So in spite of that, we are now able to get all these things in English and we are able to read. So it takes time for us to attune ourselves to Holy Mother. Yes, some are born attracted to Holy Mother and they are attuned from the childhood age. Such girls, they come to Sarada Math and they become nuns. Have you not seen Sarada Math nuns? I have seen some nuns, even Amla Prana. I asked Amla Prana when she came to, she's the General Secretary of the Sarada Math. When she came to South Africa, I met her there. I invited her in our ashram. Mataji, please speak something. So she spoke on Gita, etc. So while taking food, together, then I asked Mataji, food time is the best time. You can be absolutely unofficial. You can be completely informal. And at that time I asked Mataji, and she's elderly to me. So I call her Mataji. I said, Mataji, how is it that were you interested in Holy Mother? She said, yes. More than I was attracted to Swami Vivekananda and his personality, I was attracted to Holy Mother, she said. She said, I do not know why I got attracted to her, because the very form, the very picture of her was so enduring to me. And it used to give me great joy, not only joy, great peace of mind. Whenever you are in trouble, think that you have a mother. That is what Holy Mother says. Whenever you are in trouble, the trouble can be anything, whether it is physical trouble or mental trouble or spiritual trouble. Any of the trouble comes before me, at that time I remember Holy Mother's words. She says, when you are in trouble, think that you have a mother. And that mother is she. So it takes a time to get, or a period of years that go because of your experiences, and you arrive at a point called faith. So before you arrive at a point, say we call it X. In that X point in the graph, you find from down to 0 to say 10. You take the graph level 1, 2, 3 to 10. 10 we keep it as faith. That 0 is called belief. A completely matured belief becomes faith. An immature belief remains as a belief only. It is not faith. As he told an example that a young kid says, I will ask my mother. If my mother says, I will accept. Absolute faith in the mother. There is no belief. Belief means that faith has not yet come. That maturity has not come. But then for running your life, you require some type of danda, to hold a staff, a lathi, that you want to hold it. Without the lathi, you cannot now walk. You need a support. And belief is like that. It's a lathi in your hands. With that lathi, without the lathi, you will not be able to walk at all. So there, the belief comes and makes you walk. So belief also is necessary initially. So a system that is developed as a belief starts go on maturing to a level where when it becomes faith, then the belief doesn't come into existence at all. Is it okay?
So basically it becomes the faith.
Yes. As the maturity of belief, faith is called. When the faith comes, there is no any question of coming into your mind. You will not go into doubt anything. But in belief time, you are doubting. You will have to put it again and again to test.
Maharaj?
Yes.
Maharaj, while talking about the Tanmatra, you started saying something that Abhidanandaji saw Tanmatra and then it got deflected, the topic. What is it, Maharaj? You are saying that Abhedananda ji, did he see something regarding Tanmatra when you were
No,
explaining?
Tanmatra I told in relation to the acceptance of food from somebody's hand.
Yes, yes. And then you talked about Abhedananda ji, and then you wanted to tell something that he saw, and then the topic got deflected. What is it, Maharaj?
The
No,
halo.
I brought Abhitanji because today is Abhitanji's birthday.
No, Maharaj, you said he could see a halo behind the devotee.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Why I brought Abhitanji is
Yes,
each
there was a
individual
story
has
to
got
it.
a halo, you see, and it was X-rayed. X-ray was done, and Abhidananji could see that. So in his complete words, in one of the lectures, he speaks about how the X-ray can be read by the Munis and Rishis. So when you see a person, simply you look at his how the eyes are there, how the eyebrows are formed, how the nose is there. From that you can get some information about his personality, which is called Samudrika Lakshanam. There is a Shastra is there. One Shastra is there called Samudrika Lakshanam. So the Samudrika, that means all the signs and symbols of your body's parts can be read. So now there are some other things which you cannot read from the body parts. So behind you there is a halo. Through that halo, one can read something which about your personality, not expressly out. It is hidden. Those things also can be read. So Abhidananji says in that book that I can read into a person's personality by going into the halo portion of you. So for that I brought it. So why I'm telling that portion of halo is made of tanmatras. So you have a particular kind of tanmatra according to your personality. I have a particular kind of tanmatras. So from my tanmatras is suppose sattvic, and your tanmatra is, or rather I will put it this way, my tanmatra is tamasic, and your tanmatra is sattvic. If you receive anything from my hand, my tamasic tanmatra will go and affect your sattvic tanmatra.
Yeah.
That is why Ramakrishna was very much afraid. He was not giving to other disciples because they were all becoming sattvic and sattvic. And this kamana jukta sweet meats is going to trouble them. They are going to affect their tanmatras. But where is Swamiji's case? None of these things are going to affect Swamiji. That is the greatness of Swamiji. That Swamiji understands the full divinity of Holy Mother. For that only I brought Swamiji there.
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj, thank you, Maharaj.
So Maharaj, on this Tanmatra thing again. So does it mean that we should not be, accepting food from each, from everyone?
How do you know whether that person is good or bad?
If
Suppose
we know that, for
your
example,
own
if we know,
uncle's house you are going, you are not going to doubt about his
Absolutely.
intentions, Naturally, you go and eat and come because they are relations, blood relations.
Yeah.
You cannot avoid that. But if you go to unknown places, and if there is, it's like Shraddha food, See, Ramakrishna's devotees, in our traditions, our grahasthas also, they don't go to unknown Shraddha ceremonies. They don't eat there. For, that is the problem many feel that how can you take a Shraddha food? Because you have got initiation. I'm not going to eat Shraddha food, they say. Because what is the problem? The food offered to the departed soul, because nowadays Pitru Paksha is going on. A departed soul topic also has come. A departed soul. That departed soul's tanmatras are going to affect you. So it is better to be protective of oneself, one's tanmatras. That's why Ramanujacharya is very clear from where, in whose hands you will receive the food. You must be very careful. So particularly annam means the rice. Particularly rice, that cooked rice, from whose hands you take. Because the cooked rice gets your tanmatras when you cook. If you are very angry mood, and you have cooked the rice and given to me, after 2 hours of eating your rice, I'll be getting angry mood. Why? Because Tanmatra has been transferred.
Is it
At the
scientific?
Tanmatra level only this transference happens.
Maharaj, I've got one question.
Yes.
On that note, I know Ma has also preached not to find fault with anyone, karo dosh dekho na, because then you end up becoming the dosh yourself. So which path should we follow? I mean, if we start judging other people and then deciding who's
No,
good
who is
to have
asking you to judge? You don't need to judge. That's why the tradition is whatever food you get from wherever source, don't eat straight away. Internally, you offer it to Lord, to your Ishta, and make it prasad. That's why mother used to insist upon prasad.
Yes.
Whoever comes to either Mayar Badi in Udbodhan or in Jairambati, she would not allow anyone to go without taking prasad.
Thank you.
Maharaj,
Yes.
just little bit of clarification. So what you said is that the devotee of Ramakrishna should not eat anything on an unknown Shraddha house. Am I
Yes.
right? Did I get the So can the devotees take some food in somebody's Shraddha?
Somebody is who? Known person or unknown person?
Known person. Shraddha is some relative. When you go to a Shraddha to some relative, passed
That's
away.
very good question. So thanks for raising this question, because this question, when we, after our sannyas, we met Swami Vimokshananda Maharaj. He was our sannyas guru, He initiated us into sannyas. So all the new sannyasis, batch of new sannyasis were sitting under him. So one new monk raised this question: Maharaj, in society when we meet people ask certain questions about Shraddha. Why this topic came, it's we all performed Shraddha ceremony for ourselves before having sannyas. Because there will be no lineage for us, no progeny for us. So if I die, who is going to do my Shraddha ceremony? I am going to die as a monk. So I have no progeny. So before taking sannyas, we have to do the Shraddha ceremony for ourselves in our name. And we give the pinda to Lord Vishnu's Padapadma and request that mantra says, "O Lord Vishnu, when this person who is doing the Shraddha ceremony for himself dies at one time, at that time, may you please by your own hands give this pinda to his departed soul." That is the prayer in the mantra comes. So that prayer we do, and we do the Shraddha ceremony for ourselves. So we have done our Shraddha ceremony. So we are all bhutas at that time, we have not got any body. Because whom you do Shraddha ceremony? A dead person. So we are already dead. We get a new body. And when a new body comes during the sannyasa ceremony, we get a new name. That's why the name is changed. So my household name is no more used. The sannyasa name has to be used, because that is the name by which I am born on that day. So it is called second birth. Now, this is what Swami Vimokshananda explained to us. At that time, one newly new sannyasin, he asked, Maharaj, the Shraddha ceremony is many people ask us in the society, should they go or not? Because generally we find our devotees, our initiated devotees, they don't go to Shraddha ceremonies of their friends, relations, etc. It creates a lot of problems, societal problems. What is the meaning of this, and is there any solution to that? Then Swami Vimokshananda told us one beautiful thing. He said, you tell the householders that they can attend Shraddha ceremony of their blood relations. When you are born into a family, you have, mama, you have got uncles and aunts, all the relations are there. So all the different relations are blood oriented, blood connected. So in their places, if any Shraddha ceremony is done for those people who are blood related to you, say my mama is dead, so his son is doing a Shraddha ceremony. So I'm invited, I'm going there. Even if he doesn't invite, I must go. There, if I take the offered food to that preta, he has become a preta, and Shraddha ceremony is done to pretas. So that food, if I consume, it is not going to affect me. Why? Because his tanmatra and my tanmatra, because we are blood related, are having similar nature. So we can go and attend the Shraddha ceremony and eat there. Now the second question comes, suppose because of the social obligation, friends are inviting, not blood relations. Okay, blood relation, that problem is resolved. What about those people who invite you because of the social obligation that you have to go? Say your boss mother has died, your boss father is dead, and boss is telling you, come. If you don't go to his place, he will notice and he may do some harm to you later. So would you like to make him disappointed? No, because it is what you call a known person. So social obligation, you have to go. So our Gurudev said, in case we have to attend to such people, attend and take the Vishnu's prasad there. Before offering to the preta, they offer to the Vishnu certain things, and those prasad you can take. No problem at all. But completely unknown. Say like a political figure, you go there. He is not known to you or anybody in your society, in your street, and you don't know him at all. Because somebody's called you as a friend, he is taking you there. In that case, do not eat. Tell them that I do not eat. That's all. So the 3 points he explained to us. Is it clear?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you very much, Maharaj. This is it's something, various people said various things
Yes.
About these things, but I could not find any logic in my mind and didn't even find a sort of proper platform to ask a question, because I like your format, Maharaj. Discussion and lecture.
Yes.
I like this format very, very much.
Thank you.
Because you started reading with Sri Sri Ma, and we have discussed so many things. And thank you also, Maharaj, for clarifying me the belief and faith. Okay, because it always bothered me. Even, I even I'll ask my mom, People say things like, he said, I don't know, I'll ask my mom. Okay, I'll ask my mother. And that's still I do that. And young boys and girls always do that.
Correct.
So you have sort of given me such a nice explanation to me, Maharaj. This is I cannot say how happy I am. Very similar to the ones you explained to me once, the Arati, remember? Krishna Arati. I never forget.
You still remember that?
I never forget that.
Yeah, Maharaj, we all remember that.
This is, and it's so kind of you, Maharaj, to join us.
No, it's all right. Today our bell has not gone for food, so I am also delaying.
Maharaj, I was just wondering, like just a request, I don't know, like I've not discussed with anybody in the group. I was thinking, Maharaj, one day we can have.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I think
Ranjit, I think the video has paused.
he left possibly.
No, it says back again.
Hello?
Yes, you can.
I'm back. Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
But I was thinking one day, Maharaj, not in this proper Ma's discussion day. One day, Maharaj, we can have with you with your memoirs of your Guru Maharaj, Nirvanandaji Maharaj. He was a Brahmagyani, so we can have your reminiscences of Maharaj.
Oh, okay.
It will be very nice, Maharaj. First hand, your experiences with Shuji Maharaj, because he was Brahmagyani. So, like,
Yes, that's
So
true.
nice, Maharaj, because we know few of the stories that is given, but your dealings with Maharaj, and you know how you said that he used to start talking about Ma on his.
Yes.
We didn't know all this, Maharaj. So your memoirs of Shuji Maharaj, we can have one day, Maharaj.
Yes.
It will be
Can I
so-
tell you one incident today?
Please, Maharaj, please.
Huh?
Please, Maharaj.
My Gurudev's name was Swami Nirvanananji Maharaj.
Yeah.
So one Ranjit Maharaj was there. Another person, Ranjit, is here with us. But that person was Ranjit Maharaj, we used to call him. He was sevak to Nirvananji Maharaj. One day, Nirvananji was made to seated on his bed, putting little pillows behind him. So he was sitting like this, slanted like that. So, and he was talking. Eyes are closed. He was talking. So Ranjit Maharaj was sevak to him. So Ranjit Maharaj asked, suddenly Ranjit Maharaj looked at him and he saw that he is talking to somebody, but eyes is closed. Is he talking within himself? And he was loudly telling. So he went near him, stood there for a few seconds or a minute or so. And then when he closed his mouth, nothing, no sound came. Then he shook him. Then slowly Maharaj opened his eyes. Is that, what is that? He looked at him and asking him, as if what, like that. The look was like that. So Ranjit Maharaj said, Maharaj, you have been talking to people. With whom you are talking? Is it a dream? He said, what? You are telling me dream? It's not a dream. My Gurudev, Brahmananji was here. I was talking to Brahmananji. I said, what you are talking? Brahmananji told me this. He suddenly came here and he said, come with me, he said. So I went with him. Where did he go? He took me to Japan. And once we reached Japan, there was a car came and we both sat in the car. And he stopped the car in front of a shoe shop. And he said, Suji, Suji Maharaj was called. And he was called a pet name Suji. So Brahmananji told him, Suji, come with me. And he held his hand and dragged him to the shop inside. And that lots of shoes were there. And he told this one, no, this is not suitable to you. This is not suitable to you. Then one pair he took it and gave to Suji. Suji, now you wear it. Is correct size? He said, yes. Good. This is what I wanted to do. Then Suji Maharaj stopped him and said, Maharaj, you are my guru and you had to come to purchase my shoes. What a funny thing. And what it will be sinful for me to accept shoes from you. You should not do this for me. He said, Suji, how much seva you have done to me. Can I forget that? Day and night, without sleeping for 2-3 days, did you not serve me? As a guru, should I not take care of my disciple? So don't worry at all. This is my gift to you today. Why the gift? It was Brahmananji's birthday on that day.
Oh.
His birthday. And then both of them came to the car. These are all in dream sequence. When they came to the car, he was about to enter the car and he looked back. Brahmanji has disappeared. At that time only he was talking to him. And then he opened his eyes, you see, and from Japan, he brought shoes for me, he purchased shoes for me. Then the Ranjit Maharaj was the sevak. He asked Maharaj, where are the shoes now? Because no shoes were there, you see. He was only talking. So he said, where are the shoes? Maharaj said, Harry, it's now only 4 o'clock. It will come. When the day breaks, it will come. Don't worry. He said that. Now, this is one side. Another side, from America, Seattle, Swami Bhaskaranji was coming to Belur Math. On that very night, his plane was delayed at Japan airport. Because he had Japanese visa, anytime he could go and come. So he got out of the airport and was moving around in the Tokyo city. And he saw a shoe shop. He went there. And then he told the devotee who was with him, the devotee said, Maharaj, I will purchase shoe for you. So he purchased a shoe. And there was no time to put it on. He simply saw it, on the display, and they packed it and then purchased and brought it. When I come to, and he reached Belur Math at 4 or 4:30 like that. On that day morning, when this incident was happening, he reached Belur Math. So after coming to his room, he took his rest, etc. And then 9 o'clock after breakfast, etc., he took the shoes and brought it and gave it to Maharaj. And told Maharaj, this I got it in Tokyo. And I felt after opening the packet and seeing the shoes, I found this is not my size. So I thought, it's such a softest shoe it is. To whom I can give? Then I thought, Maharaj, I thought about you. Your feet is so soft. So this will be the best for you. That's why I'm coming and giving to you as an offering. Please accept that. Then Suji Maharaj looked at his sevak. Ranjit Maharaj told, he said, did I not tell you? Brahmananji purchased shoes for me in Japan. It has come, you see.
Jai Guru.
So this
So
has
nice.
been, now it is now viral in
Beautiful.
next, people are sharing this information.
Oh, so nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Maharaj, Guru.
Yes, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu,
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you. And this is Guru's Guru, you see. Parama Guru. For me, it's Parama Guru.
True. Maharaj, one day we'll have a session with your memoirs of Shuchi
Okay,
Maharaj
okay.
only.
we'll have. Oh, yes. Thank you. As many people can join on that day, okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Pranam Maharaj.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Maharaj.
Shivratri,
Pranam Maharaj.
Durga. Shall I leave now?
Maharaj, there is a song, closing
Oh,
song.
okay. Finish that. Yes.
Yeah.
সুজনদা আছে?
হ্যাঁ আমি আছি